The Patriots channel. This is the People's Protest channel. Okay, the last time I looked, we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I am Grandma, and this is Rob, and we are patriots in Spokane, Washington, and we're not sheep. And I got news for you Gestapo Governor Inslee. The people in Spokane are not sheep. Didn't one of our great forefathers say, "Give me liberty or give me death"?
Yes, Patrick Henry.
That was Patrick Henry.
Yeah,
that was Patrick Henry.
And it's unbelievable to even conceive that we're back or even close to those kinds of days again. You guys are supposed to be smart. Our politicians, our world leaders, you're supposed to have something going on up there. And you're supposed to lead Americans, not rule them.
Inslee, you are insane. Inslee, you're an idiot. Up yours, Inslee. Okay, so Rob, this is what happened to me, okay? Years ago, when I was about 38 or so, I was dying. And I asked Jesus to let me live long enough to raise my son. And then and my daughter too, but she was a little older. And then I asked Jesus to let me live long enough to see my grandson, to have a grandbaby someday. And you know, Rob, God did that for me. God literally touched me from heaven. Now, here it is, all these years later, 25, almost 30 years later, and Inslee, some Gestapo governor, tells this grandma that I can't go see my grandboys. Inslee, up yours, Inslee. You're a Gestapo governor and you are insane, Inslee. He tells this grandma that I can't go out my front door, go to the other grandma's house in the neighborhood and pray to God. Inslee, you are a tyrant and you're Antichrist, and you can't do this. Rob, I think when you once told me that there was a time where you lived without God, and that's why it's so important to you to have God, to know that we are one nation under God with liberty and justice for all.
We're supposed to be.
We're supposed to be.
And it breaks my heart to say this, but we are not. We are not one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all right now. We are not what we are supposed to be. We can be, and we need to fight to get that back. I'm dumbfounded that we're here.
I'm dumbfounded too.
How many times does the human race have to do this to itself before it ends?
Okay, well, I'll tell you, there's Gestapo Hitler. He mass murdered, 5-6 million Jews and gypsies, etc. Stalin mass murdered, who knows, some estimates 50 or 60,000 Christians. Mao Zedong, by the time he was done starving the peon peasants, I think there was, hundreds of millions of dead. I mean, nobody knows for sure.
Right. Neither of us did the actual research for the numbers for this particular project. The point you're making that is very strong is that these people that get in control and then turn around and kill millions of people for their own agenda, their own gain, when's it going to end?
We will not bow to you, Biden. We're not going to let some dominion machine dominate us. You're not going to steal the election. You're not going to steal God out of our countries. And you will never force the grandmas and crush the grandmas. Okay, so what do we have to have? Okay, so I was thinking about this the other day. You know, you said we have to fight.
We absolutely have to fight.
We have to. Okay, there's this verse in the Bible that the old man told the young man, Paul told Timothy, fight the good fight of faith. And that's what this is. It's faith. So I was thinking about that. So how do we have faith? First of all, we have to not be afraid of to die. You know, Patrick Henry said, give me liberty or give me death.
Can I add on that for one moment?
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine the personal profanity that somebody must have to where they are so destitute in their life and what they see going around them that they're screaming to their creator, give me liberty or give me death? Do you want that again? Because that's where we're at.
Damn right, that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. Give me liberty or give me death. I thought we did away with this a couple hundred years ago.
Yes.
And here it is in all of our faces again.
Yeah, in 1775, you know, the Marines were established and their talk was, don't tread on me.
Don't tread on me. It had to do with the snake of the original 13 colonies.
It was the snake of the 13 colonies. Okay, so I was thinking about that the other day. Okay, Jesus said, look, I'm sending you out, you know, like sheep among wolves. Inslee, you're a wolf. Biden, you're a wolf. And all you other proud, pompous politicians, if you're wolves, you're going to be shownn, and you can't get away with this anymore. Okay, so Jesus says, I send you out like sheep among wolves. Just people, just grandmas, just patriots, just regular people. And then these powermonger wolf politicians think they can tear us apart and keep us prisoners in our own home.
They're doing it.
Well, they're not going to get away with that. As long as this grandma can talk, you know it. They're not going to shut me up or keep me at home. So anyway, Jesus said, I send you out as sheep among wolves. Therefore, be harmless as doves, but wise as a serpent. You know, and that's why that was why there was the sign of the serpent. Because if somebody tries to crush the serpent, they're going to strike back. So that's what I've been thinking about. What have you been thinking about this thing, Rob? Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is.
I always do. I think that we're just in a disgusting time right now.
Yeah, it's so disgusting.
I don't know how to sum it up.
Yeah, you evil powermonger politicians. The people are going to rise, and the people aren't going to put up with this any longer.
The fight's inevitable at this point. It's just, you know, if you're a concerned person, if you love life, if you love humanity, as I'd like to say I do, then you want there to be as little bloodshed as possible.
Well, we're believing that it's not going to go there. We really are. There's a prophet, Mark Taylor. And you know what Jesus said once? Jesus said that nothing that's hidden shall not remain hidden. Everything that's hidden is going to be exposed.
All will be revealed.
Okay, so that's where we're at now. And the prophet Mark Taylor is talking about this. He says, we're not going to civil war, but there are people like Biden, Clinton, and others that are going to prison for treason. By the way, this Dominion thing, isn't that treason? Aren't we dealing with treason now with that Dominion voting machine, Rob?
I'd have to look into it further to see how it's treasonous.
Would you look into it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What really concerns me is the audacity of the creators and the promoters of such a device, and their gall to even name it something called Dominion. Do you not see what is happening to you? Take me out. Take her out. Do you not see what is happening to you, America? Really?
You want some voting machine to have dominion over us?
And they're so confident in what they're doing in destroying America and freedom and liberty that they have the gall to even use names like Dominion.
You know what? Maybe they can do dominion over the people of Germany. Maybe they can do dominion over the people of Venezuela. But they're messing with the wrong breed of cat here in USA. We fought the King of England off. We fought him off in 1775. We're not a people who bows to filthy elitists like Kings or like Clintons or like Bidens.
But in the words of your own movements right now, people, it's going to take all of us.
It is.
Not just to stop
racism
in our police or the things on the surface. And don't get me wrong, I am not trying to downplay racism in our country or amongst our people. These are all little tidbits that accumulated are destroying the greatest country that ever existed. When you get out there and you scream, tear down the flag or defund the police, do you not realize you're telling them to tear down the flag that gives you the freedom to say that? Do you not realize you're telling them to defund the police that protect you when somebody comes to rob your home?
And by the way, when the Democrats kick God out of the Pledge of Allegiance, they're kicking the Creator out of our nation. I mean, they can't do that. We're one nation under God. And also when the Constitution was written, it was that we have rights. And these rights are called inalienable rights. So F you, Inslee, my right to walk out my front door and go see my grandson is inalienable. Now, what that means that these rights don't come from J. Inslee. They come from the Creator. And that's why it's so important when we have faith in the Creator. We're not afraid to die. When Jesus is our Savior, we have faith for the fight. And the message today is never bow and never let any human being tell you that you can't walk out your front door and celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving with your loved ones. And I pray that God give you the courage and the confidence to be a patriot